to the currency markets then. The Indian rupee trades firm on PM's call to formulate the economic revival plan and boost investor sentiment. And that leads gains amongst the Asian currencies today. But month-end dollar demand by oil importers is something that would continue to weigh on to the prices. Today, of course, we've seen a good day, half and more % of a gain coming in, 56.80, where you saw the rupee shut shop today. Let's go across then to P. Mukherjee. He's President, Treasury and International Banking at Axis Bank, and he joins us on a phone line from Mumbai. Mr. Mukherjee, hi, welcome to the show. How have you seen the rupee reaction today? 0.5% of a gains, was that expected?
I think this has become a part of a trend, actually. So towards the end of the day, in any case, we find the rupee closing marginally stronger, actually. And I think we are now going to be within a range for some time. And my sense is that a level of 56.50 to 57 is where you want to largely see the rupee trading.
Mr. Mukherjee, if you have seen the forward premiums, those are trading pretty on the higher side. How have you calculated them?
Well, quite frankly, that is just a reflection of the sort of demand we are seeing. And there's clearly corporate demand for our dollars, and also partly reflecting concerns on the exchange rate. And so to that extent, the premium is expected to remain high for some time. Till such time we see some clarity on which way the spot exchange is moving. And if there is some degree of some change in sentiment, if I might say, and the markets tend to recover a bit, probably at that stage you will see some recovery in the softening of the spreads.
Mr. Mukherjee, whatever RBI steps that came in the previous week weren't taken so well by the markets, but yet again, with the Prime Minister's call to formulate economic revival plan, has supported the rupee in some sense today. Are you expecting much moves to come in?
Look, I think the market has been relatively unfair on this. My sense is the steps that were announced definitely would have long-term implications. Probably the market was expecting some relatively short-term moves. To that extent, the markets were disappointed. But my sense is the steps that were announced were with a clearly longer-term view in mind. And in due course, the market will tend to appreciate the steps taken. In the meanwhile, of course, the action, at least the news from yesterday, certainly is tending to reassure the markets. And I expect gradually a momentum to be built which would change the sentiment in favor of the rupee.
Mr. Mukherjee, that's about the domestic markets. The EU summit is looming large and markets would be taking strong cues from that one as well. Any reading that you have on that one?
Not really, not at this moment. Clearly a lot of uncertainty out there. We are, I think, alternating between bouts of pessimism and optimism, really. And I don't think at this stage we can really bet too much on that. But my overall sense is that I think we should be moving towards a more stable plane as far as Europe is concerned.
All right, Mr. Mukherjee, appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much for that. So some stability, some consolidation is what the expectation is coming from Axis Bank today. Vijay, what's your sense, especially with 0.5% and more of a gain coming in for the Indian rupee? Do you feel that you could be looking at more gains from here on?
I think so, Manish. I've been talking about 58.50 being the exhaustion point for the decline in the rupee. And we haven't really gone there, but we've come fairly close to the 58 levels, but I do feel the rupee is oversold. And a pullback up to the 56.50 or maybe even 56.20 is not ruled out. And this level which I'm talking about is not pertaining to tomorrow's session alone, but it could take 1 or 2 trading sessions, maybe even 3. But I think it's ripe for the rupee to show some technical bounce back. And there probably we could take a call depending on the kind of traded volumes and open interest shifts that occur here. But I do feel that the rupee for now at least has seen its lows.
Also, Vijay, there are very mixed sentiments ahead of the EU summit. For one, euro has declined to 3-week lows. 1.25 really hasn't held on the higher side. What's your sense going forward? How could the euro be traded?
I think it will be news driven. It will be very, very volatile, and I would give 1.2250 as one threshold. On the other end, I think 1.2675. So this is the kind of range that the euro will trade, and in spite of any kind of news that would hit the forex markets. I think these are levels which the euro will kind of respect. Unless you have some earth-shattering new kind of imponderable that comes into the market domain, I don't see this range breaking out at all. I think it's a buy on dips.
Vijay, for last couple of trading sessions, we've heard more optimistic voices, especially on the rupee, from government, from the trading community at large, and from the analysts as well. So would you say that for the near term, or for rather 2012, if you could stick your neck out on that one, that we have seen perhaps a bottom for the Indian rupee?
I think so, yes. I think if you have the time and if you have deeper pockets, if you are brave enough to take a call, I think anything above 57.5 is a sell on the US dollar. Maybe closer to 58 would be better. If you are willing to wait for, say, 2 or 3 months time frame and take the cost of carry, I think there's a deep correction in the US dollar expected. By deep correction, I mean close to 3.5 to 5%. That's the kind of profit that can be available to you. But as technical analysts say, tops are made over a period of time. They are not V-shaped tops, but they could be rounding tops. So it could really test your patience. But for now, I think the rupee is done.
All right, Vijay, thank you so much for joining us for that today. So the rupee is looking at good days, consolidation, and a day of profit also is coming in markets there.